All right, so then the third thing in the circle is praying for kids to help other kids pursue God. So praying, in essence, what we're talking about there is, and I know this is maybe sounds really strange to the church, modern church, because I don't think a lot of Christian families even really think about this. I don't think they even consider this, that we should pray for our kids to be disciple makers. But remember, Jesus wants that. He wants all of us, including our kids, to be disciple makers, right? And one of the great prayers for this, we see Jesus prayed for this, or he told his disciples to. Tracy, why don't you read that?
Yeah, from Matthew 9, it says, Jesus said to his disciples, "The harvest is great, but the workers are few. So pray to the Lord who is in charge of the harvest. Ask him to send more workers into his fields."
Now this one in particular is interesting because Jesus said that to his disciples, but then he turned around in the next chapter and he sent his disciples to be those workers. So they were the answer to the prayer. And so I think two things here. Number one, I think we should pray for our kids to do it. But then number two, we should equip and send them to do it. We should help them to do it. We should help, sort of become the answer to that prayer by showing them how to disciple, what that means. We call them student groups. And in particular, I want to talk about this with you guys because our daughter disciples your daughter. So talk about it from your perspective first, as the parents, your daughter's a recipient of that, right, discipling.
And that it's been life-changing. Kenzie has been instrumental in Madison's faith because coming from her parents, it's just mom and dad preaching, going to church is just something we always do, but coming from someone she looks up to and talking about real life things, talking about how to apply God's word to their life. With their friends, with boys, with social media.
Right.
Kenzie has been instrumental in Madison's walk.
And one of the things now that we're praying for, and you guys are for your daughter, is that now she'll be able to go and do that with some other girls and pay it forward and become the leader, become the discipler, right? And that's how it's intended to work.
Right. And I think that that's the key to me and part of our circle is that we really grow when we're helping others. So for Kenzie, I saw that. Her faith has grown much deeper. Her relationship with God is much more personal as she became a mentor, as she walks with these girls. And I know that for Madison, that will be true too. When she becomes the mentor and she has mentees, she's going to learn and grow and understand more how to learn from God's wisdom and let that be a part of her life as she walks with other girls. It's powerful.
Well, it becomes real.
Yes.
It's not just a bunch of great words that you read in a book.
Right.
It becomes real.
Yes, right.
And it's what Jesus wants for us. Jesus doesn't just want our kids and us. He doesn't just want us to trust him for salvation. And he doesn't want us to just live lives that are God-honoring. He wants those things. But he actually wants all of us, right? The four of us and our kids to actually invest in other people in a meaningful way, what we would call discipling someone or mentoring someone. He wants us to do that. And so if he wants us to do that, then we should pray for our kids to go full circle and do that as well.
And I think one thing that you guys have probably seen in Kenzie's life is that her trust for God, step one, has grown. The way that she's honored God, step two, has grown as well. So it's not like you get to honoring God and it's just moving on. The three are intertwined and then continue to grow and develop.
That's good.